Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. Kenny or Danny, after playing the 3-game series with Vanderbilt here last year, did either of you kind of follow Vanderbilt's progress this year through the regular season and in the tournament, thinking that you might end up playing them again?
Daniel, could you begin for us?
I mean, yeah, there was a chance we could play them. I mean, we didn't really follow them all the way. I mean, we saw the games over here in the College World Series. I mean, a hell of a team they played. They played great here, and they're back at the finals again. I mean, we're just happy to be here to play against them again.
Kenny, anything to add?
No, pretty much what he said. I saw them take the win against TCU the other night and figured out we might have a chance to have a little rematch, but didn't really follow them more than any other team. But we're excited to be back playing against them in the championship.
Steve Pivovar from the World Herald in Omaha. To the Virginia players, last year when you made it to the finals, it was almost expected. You guys had that kind of a ball club. To do it the way you guys have done it this year, is there maybe even a little greater sense of satisfaction getting to where you guys have gotten to?
Kenny, could you begin?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously last year was a great time, and nothing against that last year, but I think especially what we've been through this year, the ups and downs of the season, it's a little bit more satisfying, like you said, just because where we've come from and how we've been able to have this success late in the postseason.
Daniel, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, perceiving through what we went through this whole year, injuries and some tough losses, and just to be back at the finals again it's crazy, and it's a good experience. So, I mean, we're just happy to be back again.
Any additional questions? Adam?
Adam Spark, Tennessean, for Carson and Dansby. I believe this is only the third time there's been a rematch in this game. Why do you guys think, we've talked about how hard it is to repeat, how hard is it for two teams to get back here? Why do you think that's so difficult?
Dansby, could you begin?
Well, I mean, there's just got to be a lot that has to go right. You both have to be on opposite sides and play successful baseball at the postseason. It's never an easy road getting here, and it's never an easy road getting back to the finals. So, credit to Virginia for playing as well as they have. And, yeah.
Carson, anything to add?
It's nicely said.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew Ramspacker, Charlottesville Daily Progress for Vanderbilt players. You guys, what was it like this year with the title of defending national champions? How much harder was it, to get back to this point?
Carson, could you begin?
More than anything, I think it just gave us more of a challenge. Obviously every time we'd go out, we'd get everybody's best, and at the beginning of the year, we knew that we were going to have that challenge, and we were just going to try to have fun with it. But it's a game of baseball. I mean, you never know what to expect, and every time you go out there, things could go your way or not. But at the end of the day, we've stuck to our routine, and we've stuck to what we do on a daily basis. And we're lucky to be here and get the chance to do it again.
Dansby, anything to add?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we talked about all year is that you can't defend something when you have a different team. You can't repeat when there's a new team put in place and there's new pieces. So for us this year, we've just had to battle each day because we know that every team that we're playing against is going to try and play their best ball, and sometimes they may do things a little unorthodox to try and catch us off guard. So we just had to play a well-rounded game of baseball all year long.
Aaron McFarling with the Roanoke Times. Kenny, Brian said last night that you guys had a team meeting about noon, and it lasted all of 3 minutes because he could already see you were in the right mindset as a team. That's a hard place to get to, obviously, but can you recall maybe some points earlier in the season where you guys weren't in that place mentally? I mean, maybe where you weren't as locked in, and maybe why now you are when you wouldn't have been at a previous point in the season? I hope that makes sense.
I mean, I really don't think there's a point where we weren't locked in this season, but obviously we had our struggles like in the middle and later half of the season. But one thing Coach O'Connor always reminded us, said even though things might not be going that well, we had all of our goals are in front of. We still have a chance to get into that postseason and make a run, because I think, like we've showed this year, as long as you give yourself a chance, you can make a run late in the postseason. But I think especially as of late, we've kind of been able to have a really good fun-loving attitude out here, and kind of play out here loose and aggressive, and I think it's really been working for us.
Any further questions for the student athletes? Pete in the back.
Pete LaFleur, College Baseball 360 question for Kenny. You have 3 freshmen starting in the everyday lineup. 2 of them there in there with you in the infield, and Adam leading off. If you could speak about them as a group, but then give us something about each of them individually, and how impressed you are with the contributions they've made.
I mean, obviously they're great guys. They've been in the lineups for us pretty much every day, all years, and I think one thing that's been really big for them is kind of the struggles we went through in the middle of that season because, I mean, they're freshmen. They really haven't been here before, and being able to kind of get that, like, reality check and kind of know how tough the game of college baseball is, it was kind of good for them because they obviously shown here late in this postseason they've been contributing a lot and been key to our success here. And I guess we'll start with Adam Hazley. He's just a solid all-around ball player. I mean, he goes out there every day and takes care of business, and he's been doing well for us in the leadoff spot and been kind of setting the tone early in games for us. And Pavin Smith's obviously been swinging the bat well all year, and I think he's really done well defensively. He's gone from first base in left field back at first now, but I think he really holds it down over there and does well for us. And Ernie Clement, I think he's just a really fun player to watch. He's just kind of just quick and aggressive, athletic, and just kind of gets all over the field, makes some fun defensive plays, really aggressive hitter, and it's just fun to watch.
Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. Danny, I believe you're now 8 for 14 in Omaha. Did having played here last year help you with your confidence at the plate? I don't remember how you did hitting-wise last year, but this is not new to you.
No, for sure. I mean, this year it's a lot different from last year. I was a freshman, a little nervous in this, big environment. I mean, this year I feel like College World Series is kind of my home, to come back here. And, I'm a little bit more confident at the plate, and I'm just happy things are going my way.
Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew Anspacher, Daily Progress. Carson, Dansby. Virginia players talked about this last night, how much their experience here helped them get to this point again once they got to Omaha. How much did you guys rely on that? And secondly, echoing off of an earlier question, did you guys follow Virginia at all this year after playing them last year?
Dansby, can you begin?
Yeah, I think the experience factor is huge. We've kind of been there, done that mindset, and with the freshmen coming in, you're able to, I guess, give them advice on how to deal with some of the adversity, not only here but throughout the season. I think that's been the biggest thing. Is just the progressions that we've made from the beginning of the year till now. And as far as following Virginia, kind of the same thing. Kept up with them a little bit. Just tried to watch as many games as we could, whether it was in the regionals, super regionals, or out here in Omaha.
I think the biggest thing for anyone that comes here is the fact to be comfortable. And, obviously with the people that are in the stands and, the pressure that's on the line, if you want to call it that, it's definitely, some people aren't used to it. And, the competition could, for instance, get worse for them. But staying comfortable and knowing that you're working with eight other guys with you too, it's big. And I feel like last year really helped us become comfortable, especially early on in this tournament so far. And we'll definitely keep that mindset moving forward.
In the back of the room on the left.
Yeah, Eric Olson, Associated Press. Dansby, with everything that's been going on with the draft and with the postseason, has it been difficult for you to lock in?
No, not at all. It's one of those things you can't control what's going on outside of you anyway, so you just got to play your best and, play your hardest, and, hopefully the results will speak for themselves.
Aaron McFarling, Roanoke Times. Danny, you laid down a bunt last night in a situation that made total sense. Obviously, last year there's bunts in all sorts of situations. The park's playing a little differently. The ball's playing differently. How do you feel about the way, I guess, the ball in the park is played in this series? Is it a better game? Are you enjoying it more? Or?
Yeah, it's always fun to see home runs. But, college baseball is still, I think, a game of moving runners, and, very few runs are scored, I think. And, moving runners is a big thing to do with college baseball. And, laying down the bunt, had to do anything for my team, and that was the situation, so it worked out.
When you're in batting practice and even in games, when you see the ball leave the bat, are you noticing it traveling differently than last year when you're in this park? Yeah,
definitely. No, for sure. The ball's carrying, I guess 20 feet more, if that's the correct stat. But, yeah, you can feel the ball jump off the bat a little bit more. I mean, it's still a huge park for me personally, but yeah, it's definitely traveling a little bit more this year.
We'll take 3 more questions for the student athletes, starting in the back.
Rich Kipist, Omaha World Herald. Carson, can you maybe touch on the opportunity you have to start this and maybe set the tone with this start, and then maybe do you treat it any different than a Friday night start in a big SEC series at all?
I mean, this is what you train for all year. To be given this opportunity, it's definitely a blessing because, you know, I definitely want to help, you know, and go out there and try to give my team the best chance to win. But, you know, you're put in situations throughout the year, and, you know, you got to prepare yourself for situations like this. And not only me, but I feel like the rest of my team is ready to go. And once Monday starts, we're going to go out there and keep the same routine. Treat it just like every other game that we had this year, and go out there and just play our best baseball.
Piv.
Steve Piv of our Omaha World Herald. This is for Kenny. With everything that's been said about how you guys have persevered this year, was there ever a point where you might have thought, this just isn't meant to be?
No, I mean, I don't think there was that. I mean, being a veteran guy on the team, I think that wouldn't be very helpful to the team, kind of setting that attitude, especially with a bunch of young guys. So I think, I mean, we just like kind of being here for a while, you know, that as long as you get to that postseason, things can go your way. So I was just trying to keep that attitude in the locker room, just making sure everyone knows, yeah, we're going through some rough times, but as long as we give ourselves a chance in May and June, we're gonna be able to have a successful season, and we've shown that.